Hello IELTS candidates, in today's video we are going to teach you how to write a Band 7 essay for your IELTS Writing Task 2. We are going to start by teaching you how to analyze the question, how to think of relevant ideas, and then how to follow a structure and actually write down a good essay. The essay that we are going to be writing today belongs to the mixed category of question, and we are also going to teach you synonyms for this particular question that we are going to be doing today. Now, if you are interested in getting a copy of this essay, we will link it in the description below and you can download it from there. I hope that you learned something new today. Welcome to my IELTS stream. So our question for today is, competition for university study is becoming increasingly strong. Why are universities becoming more competitive, and is this a positive or a negative development? So this is a mixed category of question. There is one concept given and there are two questions that we need to answer. Now, what are the steps that you need to follow in order to do your best while writing an IELTS essay? There are three steps that you should be following. Analyze the question, think of relevant ideas, and follow a structure to write the essay. Now, we are going to be going deeper into all of these steps, and we are going to start with the first one. Question analysis. So, whenever you read an IELTS Writing Task 2 question, it is always divided in two parts. The first part on the top is the concept of the question, and the part under that is the actual question or the task that you're supposed to write about. So the concept in this case is, competition for university study is becoming increasingly strong, and there are two questions asked. Why are universities becoming more competitive? And number two is this a positive or negative development? So we need to understand the concept in order to actually answer the questions. So competition for university study is becoming increasingly strong, and our task is to answer why is this happening, and is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? So step 2 is generating relevant ideas. So how do you do that? How do you generate ideas for an IELTS essay? So the ideas should, number one, directly answer the question. The ideas should not be indirectly answering the question, but you should be quite simple and straightforward whenever it comes to your ideas in your IELTS essays, and your idea should directly answer the question. Number two, they should be easy to explain, because you are required to explain ideas in IELTS essays. Now, there might be a lot of teachers who might tell you that just give multiple ideas. Actually, if you are aiming for a Band 7, that is suicide. If you don't explain your ideas, if you are doubtful about this, you can go and read the band descriptors given by British Council, IDP, Cambridge University, where you can see that in terms of task response, coherence and cohesion, you need to have central ideas, and you need to develop and extend and support your main ideas. Now, the idea should also be easy to make examples for. Now, if you do come up with a good idea and you don't really know how to explain it, you don't really know how to create an example for it, then it's going to be difficult for you while writing the essay. So you should always work by your strengths, and you should try to think of something that is easier to explain and that is easier to make examples for, straightforward. It might not always be possible to do that, but that is what you should first try. And then if you fail at it, then you can think of something a bit more complicated. But whenever writing an IELTS essay, try to think of straightforward, easy, simple ideas. So, since we have two questions, we will be needing two main ideas. The question one is, why are universities becoming more competitive? And the idea that we are going to be writing in this case is increase in population. I will tell you how we are going to explain it when we start writing the essay, but this is our first idea. So since we need to first analyze the question, generate relevant ideas, and only then start writing our essay. That is why we are first discussing the ideas here, and then we will start writing the essay. Is this a positive or negative development? Our idea is that this is a negative development. Now, whenever it comes to positive or negative development questions, you're not only supposed to give your stand, but you're also supposed to give ideas to support your stand. As this is a mixed question, we will not be giving two ideas for that. We will be giving one ideas. If it would only be a question without the first one, if the question would just ask us, is this a positive or a negative development? So we would give our stand and then we would give two ideas in support of our stand. But since this is a mixed question, we will only give one idea. Negative development, because it means even hardworking people will not get admissions. So we have two relevant ideas. And now we can think about the structure and how we are going to execute our writing. Step 3, follow a structure to write the essay. Now, this is the basic overall structure for this particular category, mixed category of question. There should be 4 paragraphs. The first one is introduction, where you need to paraphrase the question and answer the questions. So you need to paraphrase the concept of the question and then you need to give answers for both the questions in the introduction. Body para 1 will be for the first question and body para 2 will be for the second question. And in the conclusion, you will repeat your ideas. Now, what to actually do sentence by sentence, we are going to see now for the introduction paragraph. But essentially, this is what you do in an essay. Introduction, you just paraphrase, you answer the question. Body para 1, you answer the first question. Body para 2, you answer the second question. And in the conclusion, you just repeat your ideas. And that's the simplest way of writing an IELTS essay. And it is also the most effective. Now, sentence 1. Now, sentence by sentence structure for the introduction paragraph. Sentence 1, paraphrase the concept of the question. Sentence 2, answer the first question. Sentence 3, answer the second question. That is all that you need to do for this particular category. There will be teachers who tell you to write a background statement or to just give a general introduction, but that is not what we recommend. And we have our students scoring 7.5 in writing just by doing this, by following the structure that we are telling you in this particular video. University admissions are getting increasingly difficult to attain due to high competition. Now, in the question, the words were competition for university education is increasing nowadays. That was the question. And whenever you are paraphrasing, what you should try to do is to change the words as well as change the sentence structure of the concept of the question. So this is what we have done. We have changed the sentence structure and we have used some new words as well. So no background statement, just paraphrasing. Second sentence, we are giving the answer to the first question. This is happening because of growing population. So our first idea for the first question was growing population. So why is this happening? This is happening because of growing population. And our second idea, it is not a welcome development, as it means that even intelligent and hardworking candidates will not be able to study in the place of their dreams. So our second idea was that it is a negative development. Now the question uses the word negative development. So we are going to try and use a synonym for that. We have said it is not a welcome development, and we are giving the reason for that. It means that even intelligent and hardworking candidates will not be able to study in the place of their dreams. So this is all that you need to do in the introduction paragraph of your IELTS essay for this particular question. Yes, if you like the video so far, please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, give us a like. It helps us grow, and we have a lot more videos on all the other modules of IELTS, and along with that we have a lot more videos on grammar as well. If there is anything in particular that you need help with, let us know in the comments below, and we will be more than happy to make a video on it or maybe just help you out in some manner. Now, coming to the first body paragraph, you need to answer the first question. What will be the structure of your body paragraph? Title sentence or the first sentence should only include the main idea. It should not include any explanation. After you are done writing the main idea in the first sentence, you should start your explanation. Now, explanation can be 2 or 3 sentences, and that is enough. But what you should do in an explanation is state how or why it happens. So you have to answer the question. Doesn't matter how simple your idea is, still you should explain it in order to meet the requirement for task response, which requires you to explain, support, and extend your ideas. Your example should be like a practical proof of your main idea. Like if you're saying, this is my idea, you should be able to give example like, see over here, this is happening. So that is a practical proof, and you can make surveys, research, or you can just give examples of countries like this is the place where this has happened, or you can also give personal examples. Body paragraph 1. The first sentence is just our title sentence, the main idea. Struggle for admission in higher studies is rising because of the accelerated increase in population. So that is all we need to do in the first sentence, no explanation. The second sentence will be our explanation. As more people are in need to study in order to land good jobs, institutes are overwhelmed with applications for admissions, and it is becoming more difficult to select candidates as the number of seats in the courses remain the same. So you see how simply we have explained it, even though it is quite obvious that a rise in population will cause a rise in the number of applications, and then that means that the competition will rise, but we are still explaining it because that is what you should do. That is what the examiners want you to do. Further explanation, this means that these organizations are only left with the option to choose the top few to grant entry to their programs. Now, this is the end of our explanation. For example, in India, with the second highest population in the world, aspirants find it harder every year to gain entry into IITs as they have a lot more number of applicants than the number of places in the programs. So this is how we simply do our body paragraph, even though some candidates in the IELTS exam think that this is a very difficult thing to do, but the concept behind it is pretty simple. State your idea, explain it, and give example. Now let us see how we have used vocabulary and synonyms in this particular body paragraph. Struggle for admission in higher studies is rising because of accelerated increase in population. Now, if you look at the question uses the word competition or competitive, but we did not repeat that word. We used the phrase struggle for admission. Now, after this, as more people are in need to study in order to land good jobs, institutes are overwhelmed with applications for admissions, and it is becoming more difficult to select candidates as the number of seats in the courses remain the same. Now, instead of using university, here we have used in the title sentence, we have used the words higher studies. Then in the explanation, we have changed it to institutes. Then apart from that, applications for admissions instead of just admissions. It is becoming more difficult to select candidates as the number of seats in the courses remain the same. Here we have used the word candidates. And then we will use a different word later on. This means that these organizations, now instead of university, instead of higher studies, and instead of institutes, we are using a new synonym, which is organizations. So for university itself, we have changed it 4 times. Are only left with the option to choose the top few to grant entry to their programs. Now, here we have used the word candidates, and here we have used the term top few without repeating the word candidates. So here we have used something which is called reference. So we are referencing back to the word here, candidates, without actually repeating the word in the paragraph. Apart from this, here when we use the word courses, we did not repeat it. We use the word programs. So this is how we are using synonyms. This is a good way to score well with vocabulary, as long as you use the correct synonyms at the correct places. So We are not trying to tell you that you should not repeat even a single word in your IELTS exam. You are allowed to repeat words, and you will see that after this paragraph, we will be repeating some words that we have used here. But that only means that we have ran out of synonyms to be used in the same context. Now, your synonyms should match the context of the sentence where you're using them. And if you do not really know any synonyms that would match the sentence, then you should repeat the words. As long as this paragraph goes, we have used enough number of synonyms and we have showcased the examiner our ability in vocabulary. And if we try and think of any more synonyms, they will either be too far-fetched or else they will just be incorrect. So this is how you use good vocabulary. We have not used any high level or in any heavy words here. These are all simple words, but they are all used in the correct places. So this is what will fetch you good marks in vocabulary. In India, with the second highest population in the world, aspirants. Now, instead of candidates and instead of again using referencing, we have used the word aspirants. Find it hard every year to gain entry. Instead of admission, we have used the words gain entry, as they have a lot more number of applicants. New synonym. So candidates, aspirants, and now applicants. Then the number of places in the programs. Now here, seats in courses has been changed by places in programs. So we have repeated the word programs. Now that's not a crime, because we have used enough synonyms for the same type of word already, and it's not possible to have more synonyms in the English language. Every single word does not really have tens or 20 or 30 of synonyms that would fit all the different contexts. So this is enough, and now we can repeat the word. It's not a crime. Body paragraph 2 will follow the same structure. Title sentence, explanation, example. Now, title sentence, state the main idea, no explanation. From the second sentence, start explaining your idea, and the example will be a practical proof of your idea. This change is an undesirable one, as it means that even deserving people will fail to get admissions. Now, here we are going to state our stand. Do we think it's good? Do we think it's bad? We think it is bad, so we are saying it is an undesirable one, and then we are giving a reason for it. That's it for the first sentence. Now from the second sentence, we will start explaining it. As the competition is too high, it could mean that those at the very peak of applicant pool will be the only ones to succeed, because of which even the ones who have good grades might be left behind due to a small difference between them and the topmost applicants. This is unfair, as those who get rejected will also include people with a good academic record. So this is our explanation, starting from here up to here. So we have explained why it is a bad thing and what will be the result of it, because of which it will be a bad thing. And now we are going to give an example. In Delhi University, for instance, some programs only take candidates with 100% results in their high school. Even those with 99% results are left behind. So both in our first body paragraph and in our second body paragraph, we are stating the names of places. So in the first body paragraph, we stated India. And in the second body paragraph, we are talking about Delhi University, which is also located in India. So it's not a problem if you give two examples from the same country, as long as the example fits your idea. So not a problem there. So in Delhi University, some programs only take candidates with 100% results in their high school. Even those with 99% results are left behind. So we are trying to prove this fact that because of high competition, even those candidates with a good academic record will be left behind and will not actually get admission in a good place or a good course. Now let's look at the vocabulary in this particular paragraph. Instead of negative change, or instead of this change is not welcome, like the words which we have already used, we have used the synonym undesirable. This change is undesirable. as it means that even deserving people. Now, previously we used the words intelligent and hardworking, and now we are using deserving people will fail to get admissions, as the competition is too high. It could mean that those at the very peak of the applicant pool will be the only ones to succeed. Now, we have shown this possibility in our first body paragraph too, but now we are just trying to show how this leads to a negative result, because of which even the ones who have good grades, now instead of writing intelligent and hardworking, or else instead of writing deserving, we are stretching it out. We are saying the ones with good grades. The ones with good grades might be left behind due to a small difference between them and the topmost applicants. So this is how we have changed the language. This is unfair. Now, instead of writing undesirable, we have changed it to unfair, as those who get rejected. So those who get rejected, instead of the word fail, we have said those who get rejected. So again, we are changing the language. Also include people with a good academic record. Instead of using the word applicants or candidates, we have changed it to people with a good academic record. In Delhi University, some programs only take candidates with 100% results in their high school. Even those with 99% are left behind. So this is how we are utilizing the paragraph to show our vocabulary, to explain our idea, to have one central idea in each paragraph, to give a good example. And the connectors that we have used is only one in this case, which is for instance, and the one before this we used for example. Now, the connectors with the IELTS essays depend on what category of question you have. You shouldn't just force connectors inside. If you have one or two cohesive devices in each body paragraph, it is enough. You shouldn't buy the misconception that every single sentence should have a connector. That's going to fail you if you're going to aim for a band 7 in your writing. Conclusion. Repeat your main ideas. The structure for the conclusion will be: start with a cohesive device to show the examiner that this is the conclusion paragraph. It is good to use a cohesive device in the conclusion. Repeat the answer to the first question, repeat the answer to the second question. No new ideas or concepts. So this is important when it comes to the conclusion, that you should not provide any new ideas or concepts. You should just repeat your main ideas, and that's all that is required for the conclusion. So this is how our conclusion is going to be. We are going to write in conclusion. You need to keep it simple. You should keep it simple. Don't use fancy words like in a nutshell, all in all, or stuff like that. Try to be more academic in your language. We have seen that the main reason behind tough conditions for entrance to university courses is more number of people applying for them, and that it is not a good turn of events, as it renders even the worthy candidates with no entry to the courses that they want. So that's it for our conclusion. Let's look at the language. We have seen that the main reason behind tough conditions for entrance to university. Instead of using competition, we have stretched it out, phrased it out. We have said tough conditions for entrance to university courses is more number of people applying for them. Instead of just repeating the word higher population, we have explained it, more number of people applying for them, and that it is not a good turn of events. So instead of saying negative development, or instead of repeating the words undesirable or not welcome, we are saying it is not a good turn of events, as it renders even the worthy candidates. Now we have changed it from, we started with intelligent and hardworking, deserving, ones with good grades, and now we are saying worthy candidates with no entry to the courses that they want. This is the end of our essay. If you wish to download the essay that we have written in this video, go in the description and there will be a download link. You can go and download it. I hope that you understood what we have done in today's video, and if there is anything that you did not understand, let us know in the comments below and we will be happy to help you.